Bayonetta 2, can it steal the limelight away from next gen? My name is Tamor Hussain for CVG, and I am joined by Joe Screbbles.
From Official Xbox Magazine.
How are you, Joe?
I'm alright, yeah.
We've both played a large chunk of preview build of Bayonetta 2.
We have.
Approximately 7 chapters-ish, which is
approximately 7 chapters.
Which is what we're allowed to talk about. So the question is, do you reckon it could kind of steal the limelight and put it on the Wii U, considering all the big games coming out in the future or around the same time as Bayonetta 2?
No.
No? Why not?
Basically, Bayonetta 2 is this incredible sort of cavalcade of like action mechanics and ludicrous fights. It's a true sequel to the original Bayonetta, which was, a niche game.
One of the best action games ever as well.
But a niche game, and that's what's happened here again. They have made a proper follow-up. It feels so dense with ideas. It's not what next-gen console owners want. They want the biggest, most upfront visuals, ideas. They want brash stuff. And whilst this has all the bombast, the real game lies under tens of hours of work, and you can tell that within the first 7 chapters. It's so deep.
From my perspective, I actually think it might stand a chance, because I feel like games like Destiny and Titanfall are coming out, and they're kind of okay spins on stuff that we've already played and done, and they're executed to various degrees of success. I don't think Titanfall was as great as a lot of people made it out to be. The single play is a bit lacking. Same with Destiny. There's elements of it that I don't like. Whereas Bayonetta 2 is, I think, the 7 chapters I've played is executed incredibly well. Barring any shocking nosedives in quality post chapter 7, I can confidently say that is probably going to be one of the better games of this year.
Oh, definitely. And by no means am I saying it's not an impressive game. It's just, the thing is, it's made by a developer so confident in their own abilities, and they know their niche. They know exactly what they're doing. There's a reason they came back to Bayonetta for their first sequel ever. It is a game built from knowledge. It's just, it's solid in every way. It's not for the casual observer. Right. It is for a hardened action game player.
Yeah, it must be said that based on what I've played, the 7 chapters, there's not a lot new to it. What you say is completely true in that there's not amazing leaps in design or nothing fresh idea wise. But what it is the core gameplay, which is some of the best action gameplay of all time, just executed again with such confidence and kind of delicacy that it's almost a joy to play more of the same again.
Oh yeah,
because I'm playing it and it doesn't. So far, I've encountered nothing new. It's the exact same mechanics. There's a couple of new weapons that I've found, but I just am loving every moment of it, and that's also because the spectacle of it is huge now, that's where the confidence really comes across.
You can tell that they've had fun leveraging what the Wii U can do. The Wii U does have a bit more graphical heft when it's used in the right way. Obviously, that's been a big point of contention. But when you compare it to the Xbox 360 version, which you're going to get to do on the Wii U, especially if you buy the special edition with both games in there, you can feel the push. Every arc of a weapon looks like this kind of amazing crystalline sweep across the screen. Shockwaves turn like Matrix-like water ripples across. Which time looks incredible. There are a couple of fights where slowing things down reveals more about what the environment is. It turns into this sort of... It's almost like you're seeing in between the lines of animation. It's unbelievably presented.
And they really, really don't hold back with presentation. What you said there is showing what the Wii can do. When you've got... in the last game, you'd see the kind of witch monster things that she'd summon from other dimensions briefly. They'd pop up, eat a monster, a boss, and disappear. Now they're kind of in some fights, they're in the background fighting another monster while you're in the foreground fighting an enemy, and they would regularly cross paths and
they're mirroring your
moves, and they will like one of your monsters might stumble into the arena you're standing on, and it will crush it and deform it, and you're moving your fight along. It's very impressive to see that on the Wii U.
Well, it's interesting as well what they've done. The big innovation action-wise is the introduction of this thing called Umbran Climax, which is you use your magic meter, which you used to use for torture attacks, which are still there, but now you can use it as a brief power-up for your weapon, which sort of puts every attack you do up onto a new tier of power. So usually a strong attack at the end of a combo, will summon a piece of one of the Wicked Weave demons. Now every small attack summons a piece, and then those strong attacks summon the entire demon that comes just tearing across the screen, or out of portals, or just from all over the place. And it's this kind of confidence of just, we have all of this in the bank, and you need to, like, it's about exploring to see more of them. It's like those pieces are little puzzle pieces, and then eventually you get the whole thing if you've done well enough, if you've earned it.
The beauty of the gameplay is actually how approachable it is at the same time. The witch time mechanic is super satisfying, and if you're the kind of person that's inclined to figure out combos and that kind of stuff, it enables you, it gives you that moment to kind of queue up your awesome combo. But if you're just a casual player, it's also kind of like a way to make it a little easier on you. You can focus on, really put your focus on just dodging for a large period of the fight, and once you successfully dodge, you can just start hammering buttons and doing really well. And it's Bayonetta 2, more so than the last game, is even more approachable with the touch controls. Have you tried any of that stuff?
Yeah, I think they're a little muddled. The problem with them, from my limited experience with them, is as a player who wants the depth, you're going to find that some of your inputs don't feel quite right, and being put out of control of just what moves you're doing a lot of the time actually kind of takes a bit of the rhythm out of the game, so it can be harder to judge when you need to dodge because you're halfway through a combo you didn't expect to be doing. That said, for a casual player who just doesn't want to deal with the button mashing side, it is a really neat little way of getting you out of that and still getting the spectacle of the game.
Yeah, personally that's what I played it for. So I'd play through once normal, and then I'd try a touch mode again just to see the cool moments again and get through it quickly, and kind of so I can really look at the environments and see what's happening around me instead of focusing on the pressing of the buttons and that kind of stuff. But yeah, overall I've played the 7 chapters. Excellent so far. Like I said, I'll be shocked if it goes downhill from here. It's just a really confident, enjoyable experience. And personally, I think a lot of people will be talking about it. I hope that it gets a little more attention on the Wii U. It definitely deserves it. If only for a brief period while this game is out, I think it deserves it. That's what we think of Bayonetta 2. Please subscribe to the CVG YouTube channel for more regular videos.